In May of 2021, my friends and I challenged ourselves to make a video every single day for 31 days about the things we like the most.
Today is day 30,
29 of the daily vlog.
day 28, 27, 26, 25, 23, 22, 20, 19, 18, 17, 15, day 14, 13, 12, day 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And it quickly became one of the craziest months of my life.
Starting tomorrow!
But things quickly took a turn for the worse.
Fuck, man.
It's okay, Rob. It's okay.
Everybody just sees the smiles and us having fun and stuff, but it's just, we've gone through so fucking much, man. Yeah, give me a hug. It's like no one will ever understand it.
For years, I dreamt of a life where every day I could be doing videos with my friends about the topics that matter dear to me. I actually wrote it in my journal when I was 14 years old, just to show you how serious I was. Fast forward to 2020. I'm 20 years old, I'm in my home country, Lebanon, and I haven't lived this dream yet. And people say your 20s are the best years of your life. So I had to take advantage of the energy and time I had by doing the things I loved the most, right? So I did the logical thing to do. I dropped out of university and I was finally ready to live a lifestyle where I'll be making videos and finding this tribe where we would have common goals and work on them together. But well, I wasn't really off to a good start because we were in 2020. Remember what happened? 2 years of a global pandemic and one of the worst economic crises of the century, which led to the collapse of the country. We lost all the money we had been saving up for years in the banks. Inflation was crazy, prices went up, salaries went down, but worst of all, it deeply affected the mindset of people. Yeah, and I know I spoke about it so many times on this channel, but it's still an important thing to mention because it gives a lot of context to what's going to be happening next. Then in August of 2020, I saw half of the city I grew up in turn to rubble after the explosion, and the rest of the year, 3/4 of my friends were leaving the country indefinitely. In the midst of all of this, I was taking my first steps in adult life, trying to earn a living, trying to be financially independent, and my lifestyle and the nature of my work made things extra tough because none of my peers would relate to what I was doing. They were all part of a system, whether university or work. It's extremely demanding psychologically and really isolates you in your bubble. To be honest, I became very lonely and made the mistake to spend half a year working on a project where my partner backstabbed me last minute and took all the credit for herself. Then, the worst thing that can happen to a creator. I lost 2 years worth of work and memories on a hard drive. I got diagnosed with depression and kept having anxiety attacks for 6 months. I stopped enjoying anything I loved doing and became helpless. Nothing in life was worth it anymore. That's what you feel when you have depression. So eventually I decided to try therapy for the first time, but therapy takes time, so I had to fight and be tough mentally. I wasn't gonna let my 20s go to waste. I had to take actions.
To be very honest with you, I was depressed for the last 6 months before the beginning of May, and I was just looking forward for this challenge as a way to like completely shift my narrative and be like, okay, now we're starting again.
If there was one way I could cure my mental headspace, it was going to be by doing the thing I liked the most. Make videos that spark curiosity, that shift perspectives, that give people hope, that educate, that entertain, and that inspire. And even if I didn't have the will or energy to do this at this point in my life, I just hoped that this project would help me make those changes. Plus, my friends were flying in from abroad, which would hold me accountable. Adam and Shadi came from the US, Florence from Germany, and Francisco from Portugal. They were also filmmakers and had aligned values. And they were just great people to be around overall. With the project, we had 3 simple goals in this order of priority. Have fun, work hard, and make the impact we want. Memorable May. It sure was memorable. I learned how to unicycle, how to street fight, how to ride a horse, how to cliff jump, and how to backflip. We are doing Ramadan for the first time in our lives. Fasted all day and had my first iftar ever. I was featured in a friend's book. In his book, we danced and cried with random strangers and took other strangers paragliding. We learned how to make croissants and how to run a business in crisis. We spent a full day with the craziest girl in Lebanon. opened a 5-star restaurant, and had a jury taste our food. I fought polar bears,
Talking to me, boy?
cleaned the beach, slacklined on rooftops, found a tortoise in the wild, got on a stranger's boat, and was even dropped off with no money or phone on the other side of the country and was hosted by total strangers. We all went for a torture hammam session, snuck into cargo ships, hotels, rooftops, all kinds of other places.
We're going in.
I even officially became a YouTuber by doing the 10 most famous YouTube challenges. Throughout the process, I saw so many friends and made new ones, old and young, from every social class, background, religion, and region of the country.
What's up, man?
It was so eye-opening. I tackled the whole spectrum of stories that I've been wanting to cover in my country, from complex topics like the Palestinian cause and the human rights of refugees, to stupid dare nights, to documenting the cannabis culture of the country, to filming fun vlogs in sea caves. I got to learn and educate others on paleontology, archaeology, botany, biology, culture, history, sports, architecture, food. I got to explore places I've never visited before and break the stereotypes of dangerous neighborhoods. I even got to show you the incredible fossils of Helou in one of my favorite museums in the world. I documented the complex economic crisis of Lebanon, but also the gas crisis and the garbage crisis, and every time I tried to help along with a whole community of changemakers. I even got to show you the benefits of cold showers, the beautiful fauna and flora of the country, and how to treat our wildlife and preserve it. Also, right before the challenge started, we actually won $1,000 from the YouTuber Arak, which we used to buy a drone, and so I got to learn how to fly it.
Roberto's first time flying the drone.
And this helped us add a whole new layer of storytelling, and we got to show how beautiful and diverse Lebanon is.
Did you come here to Lebanon before? If you didn't, you need to come right now.
From the beautiful historical and archaeological sites to the hidden valleys full of potential, dark overcrowded neighborhoods, ice lakes, dense forests, mountain villages, vibrant coastal cities, tiny beach islands, skyscrapers, mosques, vast wetlands, diverse geology, beautiful cliffs from north to south, and obviously the tons of abandoned places. Wow. There's something so magical about making positive educational videos on the internet to anyone for free. And I was so proud to be adding value in times of darkness.
For me, it's not about being remembered. For me, it's just being part of this ripple effect. You know, I've been inspired by people, and I believe that I could give it out there as well for people to continue this ripple effect, you know, of positivity, of believing that this world isn't as dark as it may seem.
Sounds like the perfect story arc where the hero tackles his obstacles and goes through a change and finally accomplishes his goals, right? Not at all. Reality is unfortunately so much more complex. I was actually on the verge of quitting YouTube forever, as you can see by the title. I don't want to sound over dramatic, but this project that was supposed to heal my depression actually made me sink so much deeper into it for the whole following year. I lost my passion for the thing I loved the most in the world, and it was incredibly painful. And here I am today posting the last video of May of 2021, a fucking year and a half later. So imagine the amount of pain that goes into this project for me to be posting this video a year and a half later. It's not easy to say. It's been a very long and steep cliff back to mental health. Okay, let's dive into the rabbit hole. In life, we all go through ups and downs. There are chapters of intense fulfillment and joy, some of routine and regular life, and others filled with hardships and pain. Now, all that's above this line are our best moments. Those moments are the moments we want to remember. And those are also the moments that we want to share. That's why social media is a highlight reel. It's just the tip of the iceberg. On the other side, we never see the 80% of the boring life we have or the shits we go through. And I started this video showing what you wanted to see, the highlight reel of the month. And now I want to show you what you didn't get to see, what's below the surface.
I've lived so much in this month, like the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows. It's so weird to explain in words, and I just don't know where to start.
Making a long form video that you're proud of every single day is an incredibly difficult task. We kind of knew what to expect already. We knew that scripting, planning, filming, performing, and obviously the worst, editing, will take all our time and energy, and that we had to make big sacrifices to remain consistent.
The first week we were like sleeping 4 hours, 3 hours a night.
How do you feel? 3 a.m. It's already the first day. We're dead.
We're behind schedule.
Wow, we need to find a sustainable way of working, and we need to be really rigid and organize ourselves and be disciplined. If not, we're not going to last 1 week. but we could have never anticipated the amount of obstacles that all came at once. All of the positive aspects of this month were completely overshadowed. There's a concept called Murphy's Law. It states that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Well, let's just say Murphy fucked me. It's a horrible feeling. I felt nothing was going right. I felt everything was crumbling down around me, and I felt that I couldn't do anything about it. It's the worst thing I've ever felt. Every single aspect of my life was impacted. First, you wake up in the morning to the sounds of construction work that shakes the whole freaking building.
It is the 1st of May. Some people are doing some construction work in the building. There's too much construction work, so we're gonna be going inside now because it's just unbearable.
Then you face the constant problems of a country in crisis. Electricity for only a tiny amount of hours every day, or the insane inflation of prices while we're all on a tight budget.
I'm noticing that the prices are so much more expensive than a couple of months ago. There's no electricity in this whole block.
So what, man? There's no electricity. Do you think this is normal?
A lot of work
In these
and the
conditions.
electricity just got. Just to give you an example of the daily life we're living in Lebanon.
With time, all this stuff that you can't control really takes a toll on your mental health. Then, the internet sucked. Speeds went down to 11 kilobytes per second, and it would cut every 10 minutes. Some videos took us 36 hours to upload to YouTube.
The Wi-Fi is not working, so we can't upload anything. And even if I wanted to upload something, I couldn't because my editing software, Final Cut, crashed 10 times in a row. The only month in my life where I want to make videos every day, Final Cut, my editing software stops working.
Then, on day 9, my camera broke, so for 2/3 of the month, I had no camera of my own.
This vlog is shot on iPhone because, as you may know, my camera broke. Okay, who can make the worst joke? Go.
Rob's hard drive. Pain. All he feels is pain. And his camera. And his camera as well.
15 days no camera. I can't vlog anymore.
With all that, I hosted 4 people, which I wasn't even supposed to do initially, but our plans completely fell through.
I opened myself so much to you. Like, I've hosted you in my house in one of my most vulnerable states, and it was really hard for me, you know, to just making sure you're all doing okay.
Then we kept on having on and off COVID lockdowns, so we had to completely change the plans of a lot of days during that month.
There is a COVID curfew. All our plans got completely shattered because of the lockdown. They announced it last week while we were planning on doing so many things with a lot of different people in different places.
We had to keep on improvising at the last minute to change our plans and be consistent with the videos. I was the one that was planning almost everything as I knew the country best and I knew the things that we could be doing. And the rest of my friends barely had any input, to be very honest, which I kind of ignored at the beginning, but then I started building resentment towards them.
I feel like in all of these vlogs, I'm always by far the most clueless person out of everyone. Like, I don't even know where this place is.
I'm gonna be planning the rest of the week because it requires a lot of logistics, that's for sure. Claude didn't wake up yet. We were supposed to leave at like 9:30, 9:45. And so we're waking up early to leave like super late. It's super... I don't know, I'm angry. Anyways.
I also made the terrible mistake to choose video ideas that took a lot of driving time every day. Actually, I made some calculations and the average amount of time that we were driving every day was 3 hours. 3 hours in the worst possible circumstances for driving ever.
The entire highway is shut down. All the roads are shut down because of the protests. Complete chaos. There's cars going the opposite direction. Rob was so frustrated and so anxious. He's like, I've had it. I can't drive anymore. Can anyone drive? Shadi's like, I'll drive. Less than 5 minutes into driving, Shadi gets into an accident. And look what's going on.
And the cherry on top, as if all of this wasn't enough, there was a countrywide gas crisis that created insane gas queues where we waited for hours every day just to get a bit of gas, all while trying not to be scammed.
He almost fucked me over, man.
It's been exactly 2.5 hours and we finally got the gas.
Getting gas, another struggle, another day.
We've been waiting an hour in this queue because there's no electricity to make the machine work. It's just absurd.
Abu Hassan, our taxi driver, is explaining to us that
كهرباء ما في، مي ما في، هواء ما بقى في، حتى أدوية ما في، يعني إذا واحد سخن ومرض خلص يعني بيروح فيها وما حدا بيطلع فيه.
And spending so much time on the road every day meant that we had less and less time to edit our videos. And editing takes a huge amount of time. Some days we were editing 9 hours plus. The more we kept on going, the worse it got. We were filming way too much and couldn't even help each other out because we each had to finish editing our own videos. At one point, it was getting so much that we had to stop posting every day. We just simply couldn't. We didn't have enough time in the day. And technically, it wasn't a daily vlog anymore because it was just not possible. We need to edit a lot of videos. We're 5 videos late.
And today we have to still film a vlog. My gosh, it's gonna be so insane.
Every single day since I've been in Lebanon, I've gotten an average of like 4 or 5 hours of sleep or something.
It's so tiring psychologically and physically to make videos every day and also edit them the same night. And think about the story I want to be telling, because there's so many things we experienced today. Like in the moment, it's like you're so tired and you have so many things to think about. It's like you need to think about filming and editing the same day and thinking about the whole week, organizing like what's gonna come next. Obviously, we were expecting a minimum of all that going into this challenge, but when you're in it and there's all these external factors, it's like, wow, like what do I do now, you know?
We didn't stop. We didn't have 1 minute for ourselves. We had no time to process the insane quantity of information and things we absorbed every single day. We would even forget to eat.
I didn't eat breakfast. I'm skipping like so many meals every day, just editing, filming, editing, filming, editing.
We all got sick multiple times, and sometimes we couldn't even find medicine because pharmacies were on strike.
I have a huge headache. I don't even know where this vlog's going. Feeling like shit. I might have COVID. Maybe it's COVID, but the daily vlogging is continuing every day, no matter what. No matter what.
By all means necessary.
No matter what.
No one in their right mind would keep on going, but we did. So why didn't we simply stop? It would have been so easy. Let's just stop and recognize that we failed the daily vlog. Why did we keep on killing ourselves?
It would have been really easy to like just completely stop everything, you know, but we continue, we keep on pushing.
Well, actually, I must admit, Flo and Adam really pushed for it a lot of times. They told me, Rob, let's just end this. It's ridiculous.
I just don't want to get to the point where I just want to stop because I hate it so much. There's a point where it's like, it's not even worth the pain.
I feel like I've been testing that so much lately.
But I didn't want to hear it. Perhaps because of my ego, because of the high expectations of myself, because of the standards I want to be reaching, and because of the nature of the work. It's a really tough industry to be in, and you don't have any rules for what you should be doing or not. For me, so much was at stake.
No one gives you a set of rules like, okay, if you don't enjoy at that point, you should stop. It's like, no, you're losing like opportunities and you're trying to be financially independent and prove to your parents that you're capable of making money off something you like and that's not standard or conventional, you know?
Okay, one of my biggest insecurities is not finishing what I start. And I've been doing this all my life. I started playing the trumpet, then I stopped. I started so many books, then stopped them midway. I started university twice, then dropped out.
Wow, I'm going in and I'm dropping out right now.
I played rugby for 5 years, then I quit. It's a pattern that I've been recognizing in my life. I was always this jack of all trades, but master of none. And I was always spreading myself way too thin. So how will I be able to tackle any new project in my life if I can't prove to myself that I can finish at least just one project to finish in my life? I had to prove that to myself. And I can't live my life like this, especially when I chose the unconventional path, a path that is so uncertain and where I need to be very, very self-accountable.
You're an artist, you're a filmmaker, you need to like make something good to get views, to then start tackling bigger projects that you want to be doing.
And when you really care about something, it hurts way more when things don't go according to plan.
The initial idea was to defeat perfectionism, and it's exactly what we didn't do.
It was just very, very unrealistic. We do have a certain standard and we want to do good work. And sometimes it just takes more time, especially when we don't have time to rest and reflect and process what's happening.
We're like undiscovered for the most part, all of us. We don't have like dedicated fans. So all our videos need to be really good. They need to have a solid concept, a story, a plot, thumbnail, title. Yeah, in order to do that, it's nearly impossible to be present in the moment. I felt super emotionally drained a lot of the times. Like 40% of the time, I was just so like I was forcing it on the camera. It's really hard to be positive, and most days, on average, way over 6 hours of footage total. Some days, like 10 plus hours. It's nearly impossible, and it's the opposite is defeating perfectionism.
I had to prove to myself that I could finish something in my life. And I was convinced that finishing the May vlogs would make everything better. So I put aside all my feelings and pain and focused on the challenge. I tried to remind myself of my original intentions for starting this project. Plus, it was bigger than myself, so giving up wasn't an option. We already know that smiling is the consequence of being happy, but the opposite can be true too. Some psychological studies have shown that if you force a smile, it can also shift your emotions. The mind and the body interact to shape our conscious experience of emotion. But this method helped just for a short while. In the long term, I was actually burying my emotions and neglecting the reality of things. And it accumulated. I was in denial. I was doing what I do best, bottling everything up and trying to stay positive.
It's hard to stay positive sometimes, but we're gonna try to keep our head straight and focus on the positive stuff and keep the smiles up, you know? I'm trying to stay positive.
Keeping the Positivity up, that's the key. But we're gonna try, as usual, to stay positive. But with this method, I still managed to push through for the 31 days, but at what cost? And does this make it all fake? Is it all acting and hypocrisy? No, it was just a way for me to cope and survive through this challenge. There's a quote by Robin Williams that's quite sad. I think the saddest people always try their hardest to make people happy because they know what it feels deep down to be absolutely worthless, and they don't want anyone else to feel like that.
Most of the times I wasn't doing the videos for myself, I wasn't enjoying the process, I was just wanting to make the video because I know it will provide value to society right now. I'm trying to like show hope, but myself I'm completely desperate and with my own personal life, and I don't know, I feel a hypocrite, and at the same time it's like, no, I'm adding value, I'm doing something good.
Trying to stay positive and keep on going wasn't enough for me to hide my emotions and survive through the challenge. I had to distract myself in other ways too. So again, I took a terrible decision and I started picking ideas that were the most intense possible as another distraction from my depression and the pain and reality of things. It was a recipe for disaster and utter destruction.
My ankles are hurting real bad right now. I've never been that sore in my life. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it hurts so much.
Before publishing a 10-minute video, you have to cut hours and hours of footage. And in a way, my job as an editor is literally to choose the 1% best parts of a video, which results in a total distortion of reality. A lot of social media consumers are becoming conscious of that and of all that glamour and fake and look at me and how cool my life is. So recently there's been a cultural shift. New value is found in authentic, raw, and relatable content. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people like TikTok more than Instagram. But social media is a sick show. People say that they want real and authentic and raw, but what they really want is what I call crafted authenticity. Sugar-coated honesty. People want to see some of the failures, some of the hardships, some of the behind the scenes. Because at one point it becomes a bit too real and uncomfortable for the creator and for the viewer as well. So yeah, it's tough to show the real, to show the ugly, to show the real ugly. Not just in terms of being vulnerable or honest or open, but because we never get to film those moments when we go through them. We don't have the reflex, if not, it's not authentic, right? And plus, why would we even want to film those moments? People go on YouTube for fun, for entertainment, for educational purposes. Who wants to see someone complain and tell the story of their lives like I'm doing right now? Thank you for watching until now, by the way. But luckily throughout this month we filmed so much that we actually filmed a lot of moments that we didn't want to film. There's a lot of involuntary things that we captured on camera. What I'm about to show you is beyond crafted authenticity. It's real, it's raw, it's honest, and it's ugly.
Ma caméra s'est cassée hier. Ouais, Adam l'a fait tomber. Ouais. Je suis couché à 4 du mat, je suis en train d'aider. Man, j'ai trop mal au ventre, j'ai rien mangé toute la journée. Dude, I think I'm gonna vomit. I'm not at all in the mood to vlog today. We have a couple of days left for the end of this crazy month of making videos, and
How are you feeling, Robbie?
really good, really good. Just kidding, I'm really exhausted.
Okay, so right now it's 1 a.m. So what are we doing tomorrow?
We don't know what we're doing.
This is your last appearance in the 30-day vlog challenge.
Monday, memorable May.
That is not any more memorable because we haven't been posting.
Yeah, I know. I told you guys that, but
we finished anyway.
yeah, I didn't say you couldn't finish. I told you take your time.
It's been so stressful in the last couple of days. So stressful.
Usually the vlog seems so upbeat, but then behind the scenes we're editing, we're getting so stressed out, we're bothering each other, we're having so many problems in our own personal lives.
Adam is at the hospital right now. I hope it's not serious, but yeah, sad reality of the day. Because there's shits that happen that we don't show you, so keep this in mind.
He's in pain.
Dude, I don't know why, but my back is just hurting so much. Like,
You doing like amateur, no?
nah, thanks, don't worry. I don't want to film today. Je suis en train de filmer. Non, mais tu m'as vu et tu es rentré quand même.
Yeah, let's do it.
I need to clean myself. If you can clean the leather flow, that would be awesome.
I can put it back and you can clean it. It's your mess. Genre, c'est toi et Adam.
It's the same fucking thing,
No,
man.
you're making a huge mess and you're making me clean it.
So you don't want to film?
I want to film for myself, dude. Why are you so passive aggressive today? I don't understand.
Passive aggressive.
Probably the most stupid challenge
Behind.
to the date. Okay,
Can't see
no,
the
fuck
gas.
it. No, yeah.
Move
Time's
your head.
I don't care.
Okay.
Happy birthday!
Someone's 22. It's your birthday.
He's in a very, very bad mood.
Yeah.
He's in a very bad mood.
No, seriously.
I'm gonna explode. My head hurts so much.
Okay, it's gonna be okay.
I need to admit something. For the few of you who actually cared enough to watch all the videos of that month of May, you probably didn't even notice that I skipped day 21. That was one of my multiple breaking points, and I ended up not doing the video at all because I was doing so bad mentally that we had to end the video.
Welcome back to the daily vlog. Today is day 21 and I woke up feeling not really good. All our videos are always positive and like, I don't know what I'm saying. It's just that I feel that we're not showing enough of the behind the scenes and the reality of all that's happening. It's just a highlight reel. It's always showing like the fun stuff, the cool stuff, but the reality is making videos every day is really tough. And so today we decided to answer 10 questions very honestly as possible. What do I want and what do I need the most?
Yeah.
Even doing the things I love right now in my life, I don't know, there's like something missing. I don't know what it is.
Me and Flo talked, it's gonna be at least till July 10th. At least.
What?
Finishing editing.
Yeah.
Videos.
I don't think so.
At least. And it takes, on average, a day and a half to edit each video.
No, I think we underestimated.
Underestimated the quantity of work,
Quantity of
overestimated
work.
our skills and abilities.
No, it's not about skills, it's about expectations. It doesn't matter how good you are, it's like you have 5 hours of footage and you come home at 11 p.m. It's like you have expectations of a good vlog. There's no way. I'm scared it's gonna be like July 20th and we're so burned out and like we haven't even finished all the videos. And I'm scared it's gonna be for nothing. Like people are gonna get bored of the videos and not care at all anymore.
After this whole month, I've just been like avoiding thinking about it. What do you, like as we're getting closer to the end of the challenge, what are you worried about or scared about or anything on your mind?
No.
What are you thinking about getting closer to the end of the challenge?
I don't want to answer.
It's important to answer. Me and Flo talked about this. It's important.
We have to talk about, even if you don't want to put this in the video. Is there anything you want to say or no? Do we want to stop recording and go?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Alright, so what do you want? How are we gonna film this video then?
I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna do it.
If you don't want to make a video, at least be present with the video that we're filming, you know?
I was present. I gave my opinions.
You just said no to most of the questions I asked you.
Yeah. Because no.
Do you have any thoughts on that? Anything to say? No.
Alright, so I don't know what to do.
Let's go.
Tackling the reality of things and speaking about them while they were still unresolved made me bottle up even more. I was reaching my limits. I never felt something like that before. It was the beginning of a long, painful burnout, a deeper depression.
I was ready to give everything I got, and I gave everything I got, and that's what made me burn out, you know?
It's so much harder to cope with self-induced suffering than if bad circumstances happen to you, because you're the source of why all of this is happening to you. It's a terrible feeling to have. You doubt yourself, your decision-making abilities. You lose credibility in the eyes of others and your own. You feel guilty. It's exhaustion, resentment, and anger. It's incomprehension, disgust, despair. And I didn't even feel that my suffering was valid because everyone around me and my country was going through rough times as well. After this month, Pandora's box was wide open. A box full of other traumas from the past. All my insecurities and doubts and lack of self-esteem. It became so bad that my uncomfortable sleeping mat on the floor became the safest place I had to avoid the daily obstacles. I couldn't get out of bed in the mornings for weeks after the challenge. Leaving the bed meant that I had to face the next obstacle every day. And I was just gonna live the day in fear because I got so used to having bad luck and obstacles that I couldn't face. It completely altered my mindset and prevented me from growing. I couldn't focus on anything and I lost all my ideals, positivity, and momentum. I just wanted to disappear, and I just felt that this mindset was irreversible, that I was gonna be like that for the rest of my life with no hope that things will get better.
It's 4 p.m. I've been sleeping all day. I feel like nothing's gonna change, and it's just gonna stay like that. I have all the symptoms of depression.
What I really needed was a break, but I couldn't even think about it because the remaining May vlogs were still in my mind all the time, haunting me.
I'm gonna be making videos as a backlog. I still have 19 videos to edit.
Plus, I had zero money left. And when I mean zero, it's literally zero. So I had to completely shift my focus on something different and for a long time. And that's why I moved to Dubai for a year, to work on something that had nothing to do with my direct personal desires and get back into a routine. There, I felt isolated and lonely for most of the days, and I had very few people I could speak to about what I was feeling and all my unrelatable problems and what I was going through.
It's just very difficult to explain to close ones and friends and family what you're going through, and you also don't feel like complaining because you're doing so many cool things and learning so much and supposedly having the time of your life, but you're actually struggling so much, and it's exhausting mentally, physically, emotionally draining.
At first, I barely touched any of my videos, but they never left my mind. I couldn't give up. I had to finish those videos no matter what. No matter what. The 1 month where I was finally doing what I wanted to do every day ended up being the worst month of my life. And its consequences were still affecting me after months and months. I was living a nightmare. I thought that was it. I'm gonna quit YouTube forever. This is way too much suffering. I don't want to ever be in a situation similar to this ever again. The thing I loved the most got corrupted. Eventually I started working again on those videos little by little. But when I looked at the footage, I was constantly reminded of my failure and of the horrible times I had lived during that month. Behind the scenes, I was constantly reliving all those moments again and again and again and again. I hated it, and I still do. Even making this video right now, the script of this video is 21 pages long, and I've been editing 5 terabytes of footage to be able to make the video. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Why am I making the video if I feel so miserable? Who will even care about a video that is that long about the problems of someone else? No one wants to listen to bad news anyways. But the reason why I'm doing it is because I think it's the right thing to do it. I just wish that I could watch another content creator speak a bit more openly about their own problems. But also I want to hear the hard lessons they got to learn throughout the things they've lived and the resolutions they've been taking after learning those lessons.
It was the worst time to start this. It was also the best time in order to learn really hard lessons in life.
And here are some lessons and truths I take away from all of this. I realized that creativity is a luxury and a privilege, not a basic need. So better have a minimum of your life sorted out to be able to tackle something creative, especially when it's at this scale. The truth is that I'm way too idealistic, that I have to learn how to prioritize what needs to be prioritized, that I actually suck at personal boundaries. I also discovered through this challenge that some of my childhood traumas wired me to believe that I need to suffer deeply to earn anything I want. And the more I suffer, and the more it's worth it. Even in society, when you look around, we tend to admire more people that sacrificed more. But is this the right way to operate as a society? Well, after this challenge, I can say it's not really always the best thing to idealize. Sometimes the suffering is really not worth it. Sometimes living a consistent and happy life is way more rewarding than just living it super intensely and being able to tell crazy stories about your life and how intense it was, and you know? And finally, I've learned that it's okay to fail. Failing is not a weakness. It's humbling. It's taming your ego. It's recognizing your weaknesses, and especially that you're not invincible. You could do anything if you set your mind to it, but you can't do everything. And if you don't analyze and structure and strategize well, shit will hit the fan. And a year and a half later, I can finally say that I finished making the videos of Memorable May. That's it. I'm done. I finished. Damn. At the end of the day, despite the consequences, I made all the videos I wanted and I kept my word. And no, I'm not stopping YouTube and I will keep going, but obviously by strategizing better and prioritizing my mental and physical health. Looking back, we've built something unforgettable through a project that is called Memorable May after all. And yes, Murphy's Law states that everything that can go wrong will go wrong. What do I do with this information? Well, with everything that goes wrong and will go wrong, I accept the pain, the hardships, the suffering, and I try to find meaning behind it. I try to make the most out of it and learn the lessons through them. But on the other side, I try to focus on the positive aspects and keep the best memories with me.
It's just hard sometimes to just open up completely about everything you've been feeling, but that's what we're doing, and hopefully you take value off that and it helps you in your personal life. So stay tuned on this crazy journey of ours. I'm excited for the future. Wow, what a month.
See you,
See you
soon.
whenever.
No tomorrow.